You should know, Henry, that blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Happens. I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade. That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Great. Find some iron and get started then.
Iron?
You can't make a sword out of butter, but if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest in my forge. Take care, friend.
It's open. I closed that door. Who goes there?
Get to it. I want to see how you'll fare.
Oh, how brave. Causing trouble and then hiding. Right.
The furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up bit by bit. Try poking it around for a bit. Now get the furnace nice and hot. There's a lever above it. Give it a pull. It works the bellows. Color of straw, which is what you want, and you heated the whole thing up. Nicely done. Spin the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it. Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway. It's cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. but it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up again, like before. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. See that? Besides the spark, you can tell a good strike by the sound it makes. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice for you. Hammer to a rhythm. When I hammer a piece to a beat, the work goes by easier. Sometimes I'll whistle to myself to keep... There you go! You've got it finished! All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking. Right. Let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, you've definitely got a job here. Even so, keep in mind, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one, you can't go wrong. Got that? Or is there something else you want to ask about?
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed. And there's a chest where you can keep your things. And of course, you can use the forge anytime you want. Any questions?
Where exactly is my bed?
At the side of the house. There are 2 doors and a wheelbarrow between them. You go in by the rear door, next to the woodshed, and you can put your things in the chest there. Don't worry, nobody will steal them.
What now?
What do you think? You're not going to be idle. I'll find you some work to do right away. You're pretty good at swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes. Right, here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like. And some iron. You can get down to it right away.
Just like that? You aren't going to help me?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder all bloody day. You take care of these smaller jobs. Forge away as long as you're able, and then sell it all. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work.
Careful!
I'd like you to teach me something.
Sure, why not? If you pay me, I'll teach you a few of my tricks. What are you interested in? It's about those 2 idiot hands of mine, Venser and Franzi. They drove off with a cart full of goods towards Semin, and they never came back.
Do you want me to find them?
Just so. But more importantly, I want to know where my cart ended up, and especially the cargo. Go to Semin and find out what the bloody hell happened.
Have you any idea which way they might have gone? I could have a look along the way. Maybe their cart broke down or something.
There's only one road to Semin that can take a cart. It leads from Takov to Troskovitz, and then to the south. But I've got a bad feeling they got up to no good in Semin.
Those two hands of yours, Venza and Franzi, what can you tell me about them?
Can't tell you much. They're wandering laborers. I don't think they wanted to stay here with me for long, but these days I can use all the help I can get.
Were they suspicious in any way?
No, they worked hard. They ain't no slackers. And I can't say that about everyone.
What was the cart carrying?
Bugger and bollocks. All sorts of stuff. I'd say Lord Semin wants to rearm his garrison with new equipment. There were some hunting swords, bastard swords, crossbow bolts. I also fixed the trigger on young Semin's crossbow. And some kitchen stuff. Sacks of charcoal, all sorts of things. There's a good month's work in that cartload.
All right. I'll get right on it then.
Go ahead. And if you find that pair of fools drunk, kick their asses for me.
Gladly. I'll kick some sobriety into them. What happened to you?
I'm in big trouble.
How so?
I lost a letter. A very important letter. I was supposed to deliver it to my master by tonight.
What was in the letter?
I have no idea what it said. For one thing, it was a secret, and for another, I can't read. But it was my master's beloved who sent it. That's why it was so important.
Oh, so it could just as easily have been a lewd verse.
I don't really care what was in it. The point is, I don't have it.
Would you like me to help you look for it?
There's no point now. I've been on the road for 2 days as it is. We'll never make it by tonight.
Do you know where you might have lost it?
I haven't the faintest idea. It must have slipped out somewhere along the way.
You should have been more careful with it. Losing the one thing you're supposed to deliver.
I know. So I forgot to check my bag this morning, all right? But now it's gone, and I'm fucked.
I have to be going. I hope you find the letter.
Me too. Because if I don't, I'm in for a lashing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wait! I have an idea. Punch me in the face.
What?
Smack me in the gob. I'll say I was ambushed on the way and they took the letter.
Well, if you ask me, you should man up and tell your master the truth.
No way! Might as well crawl into the pillory myself in that case.
And if I give you a thrashing, that's a better solution.
At least I know you won't flay me to a bloody pulp. Will you?
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'd rather take a couple of punches from you than a lashing from my master. I could tell you to stop when I've had enough. But he wouldn't. So you get why it's better for me to be slapped around by you, right?
Very well then. Defend yourself. Or not. It's up to you. You ready?
I am.
You can't take me!
We'll see about that. Oh. Fucking hell!
All right.
That was rough.
Do you think that's enough?
I definitely. I'm sore all over. Oh, my mouth most of all.
Glad to be of help then. Take care.
What was I just thinking about?
Don't cause any trouble, got it?
God be with you.
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour."
Hey! You alright there, laddie?
Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Samine is, saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck what you're frae. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yurko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that. Prepare to fight. Ha!
You've no chance against me!
Shame! Shame!
Fucking hell! I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
I've got my eye on you!
What are you doing?
You're a dead man!
Who's that?
You know
right
that?
now?
Cut the bullshit and fight! Come on! I'm winded!
The executioner's sharpening attack for you!
Wanker!
I can't bear to look.
Go for it, Yurko. Somebody's asked the cunt.
Come on! Oh, you wee
What in
bastard!
the devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse, with a ribbon in your hair, screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What about that wine?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Samin's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing a dozen geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yetchin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no
sir.
need to imagine the worst right off, gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yuriko is shit-faced. And your son...
The older has work to do. All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir. So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah. I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No. That's not how I meant it.
Take it easy, son. I'm only yanking your pizzle. By the way, the fellas at the gate say you came here on foot.
Yeah, I did.
Christ above! And how are you going to ride with us? On the back of my saddle? You're a bit big for that, ain't ya? And I'm a bit too old.
I figured I'd just run along behind you.
You could, but even with them young legs of yours, you'd hold us back. You're in need of a horse.
Well, those don't come cheap.
True. But your luck's in, lad. Our groom brought in a grey nag not long ago. Tell him you've got to ride out with us, and he'll give it to you for a decent price.
All right. Thanks.
Well, that should be that. Unless you've got any more questions.
Actually, there is something I'd like to ask about. And you, sir? What is it you do?
Well, son, I wonder if I haven't made a mistake about you. If you haven't figured me out by now, you can't be very bright.
No, I just meant, what exactly is it you do for Lord Semmi? And your name isn't exactly very common.
I'm the captain here, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you what a captain does. As for my name, it's a nickname Lord Semmi's grandpa gave me. May he rest in peace. When I joined his service as a young fella, I took my gnarly club with me. Wouldn't use anything else. I was used to it. And more than once helped me to, well, win an argument. I broke many a hard skull with it. And it's still in one piece. We've been together so long, we even share the same name.
You're lucky you didn't turn out to be Captain Knob.
Or Captain Headcracker. You're right.
I'd like to go and see that wedding.
Wouldn't we all, lad? And what would you do there?
Well, I heard Lord von Burgov will be at the wedding, and I need to speak with him.
Son, I don't know if you're serious or yanking my pizzle. Anyways, you're Radovan's hand, ain't ya? He'll be coming to the wedding. He's making a wedding gift for the groom. Stick with him, and maybe he'll take you with him.
We should probably get going.
My thoughts exactly. Off to the courtyard, then.
Yeah. Keep away from me.
Don't get ideas. I wasn't at my best. But I'm not gonna scrap with you again.
You've got quite an unusual accent. Where are you from?
Can't you tell? From Znaimoy in Moravia. Lovely country. All vineyards and bonny lasses.
Well, you don't like it here?
You see any vineyards and bonny lasses here? The locks are broad, all right. They didn't exactly lift your spirits, but more the other way around.
You're a long way from Moravia. You must hold Lord Semyon in high esteem.
My pa holds all his kin in high esteem, so he sends us all over the place. But we didn't have all far to go. We were at a wedding in Rottenburg last week, a wee bit from Yichlava. Before that, it was a bairn's christening at Koschenberg, and another wedding in Dalchin. Then a friendly visit to our kin, the Shellbergs in Kuhlberg. That's all I mind. I haven't been home for 6 months, and I didn't care. What did I do to you?
At least take a bath before you go out.
Wait, that's my Pebbles, my girl. I thought they killed you down by that pond.
What would you like this fine morning?
That grey horse you have grazing here is mine.
What do you mean, yours? I bought it fair and square. I admit, it was only for a few groschen from some suspicious lad who found it down by the Rock Tower Pond, but that horse is not branded, so it belongs to me now.
Look, it's just one horse. It's not that important, is it?
What do you mean, not important? I sell horses, it's how I make a living.
Ah, well, a horse here or there. What difference does it really make, eh?
It makes a difference to me, and to Lord Semyon as well.
Ah, well. Never mind then. She's my horse. I rode in on her from Ratai, in the retinue that was attacked down by the pond.
Right. You happen to need a new horse, and this one just happens to be the one you already own. Does it have your brand? It does not. So you are out of luck.
Who sold her to you?
I told you already. Some young lad. He wasn't from here.
What did he look like? Where'd he go?
You're a bit hasty, eh? He had black hair and a big beard. And he looked like he'd been sleeping in the woods. And his breath smelled like hell. But I couldn't tell you where he was headed.
Look at me.
I am looking.
Take a good look.
I am.
And what you see?
A simpleton?
Fine. I'll buy her from you then.
That's more like it.
I changed my mind. I'm ready to set out, sir.
All right. Stay close to us and don't...
Sir, do you think I could...
All right, but make it...
Thank you, sir.
like a pig.
I'm sorry. I'll go and have a bath right away.
What are you doing here? Hasn't been safe around here as of late.
Relax. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Lucky for you.
right there.
Good day to you. Good day to you.
And to you.
I could go for something to eat now.
Heute ist ein wunderschöner.
What will it be?
Excuse me. I'm looking for someone. A friend of mine. The one who ended up in the pillory with me.
Loads of people have been in the pillory, and you know what it's like. I'm really busy right now.
You haven't seen him then? Tall, fair-haired, fancies himself and talks like a noble.
Sorry, but I'm swamped with work because of the Semine wedding. Everyone wants new clothes from me. Even Bashka the butcher ordered a jacket fit for a king, and he isn't even going to the wedding. So, no, I haven't seen your friend and I can't help you. Sorry.
I'll have a look at the wares. Let's talk about the price.
Sure, why not?
Satisfied?
That's still too much. What a shame. I'm done haggling with you.
Thank you, and take care.
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
A bit longer without food, and I'll really start to be grumpy.
Du wirst sicher zufrieden sein. Bis bald.
Good day to you.
Guten Tag. Was wünschst du?
I wanted to ask you, what's on the other side of that nearest hill? I'm not from here, and I'd like to get my bearings. You look like a merchant to me, so you probably know best.
Ja, natürlich, you're not from here. Everyone around here knows that, after what happened in Betty's Tavern. Aber das ist deine Sache. That is your business, lad. Also, what do you want to know?
Where can I find a church round here?
If you want. Herr von Berger, we do not go the grave digger. No one wants...
I'll have a look at the... Let's talk about the price.
Gut, versuchen wir's.
How's this?
Well, if you offer a little bit more, we can make a deal. Why? You'll convince me with that price? Das war ein gutes Geschäft. Auf Wiedersehen.
Praise God. Jesus Christ be praised.
Another of von Bergov's men. Another of von Bergov's men? But this one has a cross.
wife won't be happy if I come home without it.
Without what, for the love of God?
Jesus! You don't even know your own wares.
Mind where you're going.
Was willst du?
Show me your wares.
Aye, maybe next time then.
So you have a weapon. Big deal. Nothing to scare me.
He had the nimblest fingers in the land. And in the very same tavern, he was caught breaking into a cupboard and chests. He tried to steal the possessions of good people. But when he saw a watchman, the coward tried to flee. But he was caught when he slipped on some dung and had a very nasty fall. So here you have him, the nimblest
Not your
fingers
day,
far
eh?
and wide. But he ended up in the
What
ship.
did he do?
Let
Nothing.
this be.
Really?
Be
Were
a
you
warning to
expecting
you
a
all
different
of
answer?
what happens when you
How's
steal
it
other
going?
people's property.
I
God's
expect that's
law
not very
and the law of
comfortable
the
on your
land
back.
apply to
Fuck
everyone.
my back. I can hardly feel it anymore. But recently, some joker passed by and put a dead fish in my breeches. So you don't end up here too.
God be with you.
God be with you. How are things at home? Calm down a bit?
Don't shove.
Du wirst sicher zufrieden sein. Bis bald.
Hey, you! Have you done something I should know about?
Nah, don't worry. I'm a saint.
You'd better be.
Huh?
I don't have a lot of time, but I'm always up for a game of dice and a flagon of wine.
I hear you. Never any harm in that. Anyway, that's about all we can do right now, bugger it. Nothing for it but to perch here and wait for our tree.
What do you mean for your tree? You're waiting for it to chop itself down?
Actually, I mean, wait until we can get to work on it.
But what's the hold-up with your tree?
In short, we found the perfect oak for a new mill wheel. Only some whoresons set up camp beneath it for the night. And now we're waiting for them to haul arse. Bugger it.
Why don't you just send those reprobates packing? You got hands like shovels, and you're scared of a few vagrants?
Vagrants? Hell, man, they're armed to the teeth. They'd kill us, bugger it. And don't stoke my fire, lad, else you'll see what these shovels of mine can do to your face.
Come on, then.
Let's see what you're made of, lad. Jesus! I'm hit! Come on, again.
You fight like an old hag!
Bastard! Go fuck yourself! Not like that, for fuck's Ha-ha! You never saw that coming! Oh, Christ! Hey, nice! Oh, Christ! Not like that, for fuck's sake!
You've no chance against me!
Shut up! Hey! Take that! Oh, Christ! You won't get me! Go on, parry! Hey, nice! Go! Christ! I'm hit! Go on, parry! Come on, again! Come on, again! Go on, parry! Hey! Sakura, you're a gutsy fighter, I'll give you that.
Thanks. Next time, keep your arms closer to your body. You'll be more agile that way.
All right, I get it. That was a pretty good fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, but once was enough.
Definitely. Safe travels. Look out!
Good day to you.
Getting any bites?
Bah! Don't get me started. No luck today. Then again, I've never been much of a fisherman. Crayfish, though. That's another story. And they taste better anyway.
Where's the best place to catch some crayfish?
The other side of the pond. There's this shallow spot. They like it there. Not only is there a lot of them, but sometimes you find these, greenish, bluish ones. Something in between. My God, I've never had a taste of your crayfish.
Well, if you're so bad at it, why do you fish at all?
That's not the point. See how beautiful it is here? It puts one's mind at ease.
Well, best of luck. Hope you catch something.
Thank you. See you later.
What? What you want?
Eh? What have we here? Hey,
I can't. I'm in a hurry.
be on your way then.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
Mind where you're going.
Captain, I'd like to ask how things went with your mission.
Oh, now all of a sudden you're interested. Where the hell did you get to, you blockhead?
Sorry. I had another job on my hands.
Another job? You're the blacksmith's hand, ain't you? What else would you be doing?
It's complicated. But I'd just like to know if you found that cart.
We found it, along with those two hands.
I see. And what actually happened?
It turned out them hired hands of Radovans had ideas of their own. They made a deal with some robber baron by the name of Gules to take the cart to him with the goods. And they didn't cheat only Radovan. They tried it on Gules, too. Wanted to keep the loot for themselves. Only he caught them.
And you found all the goods?
More or less. You can tell Radovan he won't be seeing his hands again. I reckon that young fella was innocent in it. So we kept him to work off his debt. And that older one's decorating an alder tree near the road here.
Ah. All right. I'll tell him.
And next time Lord Sameen gives you a job, do what you're told, so's I don't have to teach you a lesson.
I will, Captain.
Farewell, you yokel.
So, job done. The cart was found and driven to Lord Sameen's courtyard.
Whew. That's a relief. And what happened to that pair of idiots?
It turned out they tried to rob you.
Oh. They did they?
Aye. They plotted with some robber baron called Gules and brought the cart to him.
The bastards. I should have realised they were a bit too keen on work. And how did you get the cart back?
Well, I went to ask at Sameen, like you wanted. Lord Sameen and his captain went off to track down the cart, and they found it in the end.
I hope you offered your help.
Well, of course. It wouldn't have looked good otherwise.
For sure. But what about them pair?
They hanged Venser and kept Franzi as a hand. Seems like he was innocent.
God's nails, I don't know. That Franzi had a sneaky look about him. I'd be very surprised if he wasn't in on it from the start.
I think they'd have knocked the truth out of him.
Anyway, the main thing is the cart turned up. I'd be in a right mess if it didn't.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble. I've got just the thing for you. Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. Who knows what happened to him? So now it's yours. It's been through a bit, but it'll still serve for a while.
Thanks. It'll come in handy.
Up, and it's got my head spinning. Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter, when you were in Truskowitz. What do you think of her?
Well, young Sameen is marrying her, isn't he? Why would I have my eye on her?
Don't pretend. A statue of a saint would have his eye on her. Looks ain't everything, though. She's got such a sharp tongue on her. I almost feel sorry for young Sameen. And how about you, lad? Have you got some lass waiting in Sasau?
No, Master Blacksmith. There's no one waiting to drag me to the altar in irons.
Good for you, lad. Have your fun while you can. No need to hurry. A wedding's a serious business. You're not just getting a bride, but a whole family. So you have to show them you're a man who's worth it. All the more so when you're noble-born. Old Semin wants a special sword forged for his son's wedding present.
Excellent. So what are we waiting for? Should we get to work?
Hold your horses. It can't be any old steel. This has to be a first-class job.
A blade of first-class steel.
That's right. And that's just the problem.
You don't want me to steal that sword, do you?
God's nails. Don't annoy me, youngster. This is a serious matter. A good blade must be flexible, but not brittle. The best blades are made from welded steel.
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. I've got it all figured out, as it happens. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in Apollonia.
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, let me finish talking. The word is, he was fighting heathens years ago in faraway Andalusia, and folks say they saw this interesting broken sword in his hut. From the description, it seems our peculiar hermit has a real Toledo blade.
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better for a sword.
See now? You do understand. But there's a catch.
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit has changed a lot recently. People from far and wide used to go to him for remedies and blessings. But now he won't see no one. I even heard he made a pact with the devil. And there have been other strange goings-on.
With the devil? Why would the hermit make a pact with the devil?
No idea. It might just be old wives' tales.
What strange goings-on?
I heard something in the tavern about some apparition. But that's all I know.
Where can I find the hermit?
Do I look like someone who goes to a hermit for advice? I know he has a hut somewhere in Apollonia. But you'll have to ask the Truscovitz womenfolk if you want to know more.
Right. I'll try to find out more about the hermit's sword. But in return, you'll get me invited to Semin's wedding.
If it means so much to you, why not? Come and see Betty from the Truscovitz Tavern. She knows all the gossip. She'll definitely tell you more about the hermit. But Henry, if there's any truth in that pact with the devil, don't get caught up in it. The best sword in the world isn't worth eternal damnation.
Keep close to the others. It's not safe.
God be with you.
Greetings to you two.
The good Lord gave me eyes.
How did it go? So
I
I to see him. But he threw me out. Jaws.
The Lord be with you. What do you need?
You made a fool of yourself, more like. What am I supposed to do then?
Excuse me.
You should go and find the priest. Nobody else can help you.
Same to you.
Greetings, innkeeper. I've come to apologise for the fight we caused. And also to ask if there is anything I can do to help.
Latch in the stable when the horse has bolted, lad.
How so? Did something happen?
I had a couple humans come in here and get in a brawl with the locals. What the hell did I do that people fight in here all the time?
Did anyone get hurt?
Bah! They broke a couple of pictures and Wojtek took a punch in the gob, but nothing else. Go and see Wojtek if you want. Maybe he'll tell you more than I can.
Did you hear about what happened at the big wheel?
I need some advice.
You want some advice? Here's some for free. I catch you fighting here again, and I'll spank your bare ass like a brat.
I said I'm sorry.
But the humans are still stinking up the place. Down to business. I don't have all day for you. So what do you want?
I promised Radovan the blacksmith I'd go and see Ambrose the hermit in Apollonia.
My God, lad, stay away from them rocks. Ambrose the hermit sold his soul to the devil and won't talk to nobody no more.
Yeah, I heard that as well. But it seems a bit far-fetched.
So why would an evil spirit suddenly start appearing near Apollonia? It's the devil's work, believe you me.
And has anyone sent to the castle for the priest?
Not at all. Bailiff Thrush is keeping it quiet so far. 4 strangers came here yesterday. They sat in the corner there, but once they heard about the apparition, they started to take a big interest.
What strangers?
They looked like monks, only they had daggers concealed under their robes. I saw them clearly. I'm telling you, there's something fishy going on around Ambrose.
Like no other, eh? When she rinses the laundry and nothing but a wet blouse. You go and rinse your car.
I'd like to get hold of that broken sword of his.
You'd hazard your soul for a piece of iron? Fool. I'd think long and hard before doing anything if I was you. Because this reeks of hell.
What's the latest news, innkeeper?
If it's work you're looking for, you could stop by our local huntsman. He has a cottage near the Vidlak pond. His wife is always complaining that Lord von Berghoff runs him off his feet. So I reckon he wouldn't turn down a helping hand. If you ask me, though, he spends more time drinking than he does hunting. But I wouldn't want to argue with Zlata about it.
And have you heard about the Divozhenka of Semaine?
Hey, innkeeper, that beer.
Rain. Just what we needed. Greetings. Good day.
I'd like something to eat. Good day. Good day. Good day.
Here you go, just like you wanted.
What Divozhenka?
You haven't seen one yet? A Divozhenka is a wild woman of the forest. An ugly, disfigured creature. You can find them deep in the woods or caves, where they make the ointments and gather magic herbs. Sometimes they hurt people, sometimes they help them. You shouldn't go there.
Why not?
The Sameen lot did that. They were worried she might put young Lord Sameen under a spell, especially now, because of the wedding. So they took care of her. And that's about it, I'd say.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, innkeeper.
Here it comes.
Be careful. It isn't safe around here.
Careful!